You know, there's something about rewriting history that just does not sit right with me. So there's reframing history, right? You've got, okay, this happened. You change how you see it. You change not how you experienced it, but how you experience it now. And then you have completely going back and changing events, completely changing what actually happened, claiming that you didn't do this thing or that thing, or the other person did or didn't do this thing or that thing. And when you do that, your authenticity and trustworthiness really kind of go down the drain, because you're not telling the truth about what happened. You're not telling the facts. You can present it as the facts, but it's never gonna be the facts, no matter how much you might want it to be. And it's just one of those things where, as a trauma survivor myself, I have had to do a lot of reframing stuff. And let me tell you, it's not easy, because when you have that emotional reaction attached to something, you have that emotional resonance with something, you really have to be able to step back from the emotions you felt in what you went through, and you have to be able to look at what happened more objectively, with more grace and more compassion for yourself, and maybe even some understanding for what may have been happening in the situation that you weren't aware of, be it other people's actions or just things that were going on around you that you didn't know about that were influencing you, or the situation itself. But when you go back and you completely rewrite history itself, it completely invalidates anything that you have to say about the history itself, or whatever it is that you're talking about, because whatever you're talking about did not actually happen. I can, for example, say, a deer ran out in front of my car and I crashed, right? Well, if I'm sitting there looking at my phone while I'm driving, I'm veering into the other lane and I almost run off the road, and then I flip the car or whatever, just because I lose traction, or I'm not a great driver, whatever. I'm not a bad driver, by the way. I'm actually pretty decent. Anyway, the fact of it is that you can, you can rewrite history, but that doesn't make it true. It doesn't make it what actually happened, regardless of the story that you told. The deer was not part of the equation. It was your own freaking stupidity, and not paying attention, and just generally kind of making some really bad choices that landed you in the ditch in a crash. So if you're going to sit there and blame the deer, no, because there wasn't a deer. That's rewriting history, and no, we don't do that, because that is just really, 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 really unhealthy. It's not good for you. It's not good for the people around you. It's really not good for your credibility. I give you 100%. I'm going to tell you that. Especially if there's somebody who was with you in the vehicle and they survived and they know what happened. Then, yeah, no, that's not going to go well. Sorry. Because there's always going to be somebody who knows the truth. And when you're not telling the truth, well, hey, that's your choice to not tell the truth. Maybe the other person can't prove it. Maybe they were just there and they saw it and they know what happened. So what do you do? Like, what do you do with that? How do you... Some people, I know, they convince themselves that their side of the story is true and that the other person is wrong or lying. And I having been through being gaslit and really, like, legitimately actually losing my mind because I was so psychologically tortured and tormented. I mean, we're talking really severe, really, 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 really bad. I didn't know which way was up. I didn't know what was real. I didn't know what was true because I was constantly undermined and constantly told that I didn't know what was real and what wasn't. And I was isolated, and I ended up really just believing some things that were not at all true. But that was an outside influence. That was very, very controlling, manipulative, etc. And thankfully, I have gotten out of that situation. I have really grown from that situation. I have gained a ton of strength, and inner stability in the healing from that, and it sucked. That healing process has sucked, and it is taken years. But now I'm really, really stable in who I am, what I know, what the truth is. Except in those situations where I know that I don't know everything about what's going on. In those kinds of situations, all I can do is make an educated guess and be aware that it is an educated guess. But still saying I don't know what I don't know. So sometimes I do know that I don't know something, but anyway. Going back to, I guess, my main point is, I've had that happen to me where I was convinced of something that was not true, but it was due to an outside influence telling me that this is how it is. And I know I've seen this happen very up close and personal, that people will tell themselves a story about something that happened, and then they convince themselves that it's true. They believe it's true. It's 100% true, and nobody can convince them otherwise. And when somebody like that claims to hate lies and hate liars, and I just don't know how I feel about that. Okay, there's a motorcycle behind me. I'm gonna let him get past me here. I just don't know how I feel about that, because is this person even aware that they are lying to themselves? Do they know? On some level, they have to know. They have to know. But at the same time, when you've got somebody who is very good with, say, facts and narratives, keeping track of this stuff, and they spit out, a completely false story, what do you do with that? Because in some ways it kind of makes you doubt yourself and what you actually know and what you actually went through if you were there. And going back to what I was talking about earlier, my personal experience with it. Oh no, we got somebody with a sparkly license plate frame. Oh. Now this could be either really good, it could be really bad. They could be really either slow, or they can, actually go with the speed of traffic. So, nice bike. Having to rebuild my sense of reality from somebody completely just shredding my sense of being able to know what's real and what's not, outside of what they tell me. You know, when they pigeonhole you, they scapegoat you, they gaslight you. There's crazy making. It's just this whole slew of stuff that you have to rebuild your entire frame of reference for everything that you know once you get out of that. And it's really hard to do that while you're in it. So again, it comes back down to, what in the heck kind of story are you telling? Why are you telling it? You know, is it based in facts? Is it based on your feelings? Is it based on something else? Are you even able to, or willing to acknowledge the truth regardless of how you feel about it? Or something that I've learned is that the truth is too expensive for some people. Actually, a lot of people, but some more than others. And when the truth is too expensive for someone, I would not trust them. Because there are things that matter to them more than truth, more than honesty. You know, I've known and been in a relationship with pathological liars. Never doing that again. I've learned. I know my worth. I don't know. I was going somewhere with this. But I am just about at work now, so I'm out of time. But no, that's just my thing I'm on about this morning and today. So you all have a fantastic day. And early. This is fantastic. Normally I hit all of the traffic lights, and I'm not necessarily that early. I'm only just a couple minutes. Now I'm about 9 minutes, 10 minutes, 8 minutes. Okay, early, and okay, yeah. Whoop. That truck came on me from nowhere. Oh, I know what he's doing. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye.